In any setting, it's human nature to want to belong, to find a community that accepts us and supports us and gives us a place to grow. And for more than 20 years across Southeast Asia, Ultimate has been striving to be part of legitimacy, a sport built on passion, spirit, and the belief we deserve a place on the world stage. I mean, behind the scenes, countless peoples have fought to get the sport recognized, from the grassroots programs in schools and universities all the way to National Federation, towards a dream of one day reaching the Olympic Games. And today, that journey takes a massive step. For the first time ever, Ultimate, together with disc golf, is featured at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games, where 6 nations have gone through this one historic opportunity, a chance to win the very first gold medal in the SEA Games medal in our sport. This is more than competition. This is history. This is the moment the region sees what flying this truly is. Live from King Mongkut's Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang Stadium in Bangkok, Thailand, this is the gold medal match between Singapore and Philippines. My name is Jonathan Sanas. Joined with me is Jared Connors. And we're lovely to bring the live stream here for everyone on the live stream, as well as the home crowd here in Bangkok, Thailand. And before anything else, we want to give a few minutes and a few times. I'm here with the WIFDIF President, Robert Nosh. You know, just really excellent to have you here. We're really happy to have you here in Bangkok, Thailand, with the Ultimate Games here in full display, Robert.
Here in Bangkok. Southeast Asia Games are the first full-on Olympic movement event that Flying Disc has participated in, and it's great to see both Ultimate and Disc Golf featured. For us, there's a couple different elements that make it exciting. First of all, for the athletes out there, they're being sent by their national Olympic committees. They're being kitted out. Philippines, for example, got everything from shoes, jumpers, hats, suitcases, but they're a full part of the Olympic delegation, and that's quite an experience for the athletes. From WIFDIF's standpoint, we're in the process of discussions with the organizing committee of Brisbane 2032, who are evaluating those sports who have expressed some interest in participating and being included in the Olympic Games in 2032 down in Brisbane. And so we are in the process of providing lots of information to them. They're going to announce a short list of sports early next year. And so we're hoping we make that short list and have the ability to put our best foot forward and get in a much more detailed discussion. But nonetheless, everything that we're doing, trying to get better, of trying to be Olympic, is of benefit to our sport and to all of the players out there. For example, Indonesia got recognized officially by their NOC, which will provide them with credibility, legitimacy, and resources. And so we want to continue down this path. This is a great first step. We'll see another second step next year with the Mediterranean Games in Toronto, Italy. And we're hoping to be back here, Southeast Asian Games in Malaysia in 2 years. So it's just wonderful to see all this excitement and the pageantry that goes with it. And we're looking forward to a really, really good game between two evenly matched teams here with Singapore. Great event.
Thank you so much, Rob, for your time. Really appreciate it. It's all exciting here. We're hoping for all the momentum move forward as we march towards that legitimacy to be part of the Olympic Games. Really happy to have you here, and you enjoy the rest of the games. Thank you so much for those kind words. And we hope to see you more in all these games here in Southeast Asia. Thank you so much, Nob. And we get back to the action here. Thank you so much for the World Flying Disc Federation President Robert Nob Roch for the very inspiring words there, Jared. Just being able to hear how this sport is moving right to the right direction, being part of the Demo Sport SEA Games, knowing that Malaysia as well as Singapore down the line will be host of the Southeast Asia Games, would have both rich history and Ultimate. Very exciting space to be in if you're an Ultimate fan here, Jared.
A number of the people in the stands here have played, just like myself, for over 20 years in this region and have seen the sport grow, and we have been following it. We are excited. We're excited to hand off to this next generation and to the folks who are leading the surge forward to expanding the sport throughout the world.
And if you get back, and this is it. It's win or go home. Who's going to win the gold? Will it be Singapore or will it be Philippines?
I hope that's not a question, because it's not one that I can answer.
As you can see here, right off the bat, Singapore with its formidable zone defense What are the keys of the game here for Philippines? Try to break through this zone defense from Singapore.
I think we're going to see it right off the bat here. They did move the disc, but they kept moving backwards. It's going to be about when they are able to complete one pass going forwards, is to be about jailbreaking, be able to move the disc continually to move forwards without the Singapore backline being able to adjust. And for Singapore, they're going to need to stop that. If Philippines is able to get one of these high risky passes off and they are able to complete it, it's going to be about that back four of Singapore being able to stop the train wreck down the field.
And you can notice here a conscious effort from the Philippines, just spending a little 2 to 3 seconds. If they don't see the options, opt to swing it to the other side. And that's how we're going to break this zone. Just try to swing it, see if the Singapore zone defense tire out, to widen the gap.
And absolutely, it's going to be throw choice as well. They're trying not to go backwards, not to put themselves in the same position that they put themselves in the first matchup between these two teams.
And especially just looking at the flags, not a lot of wind to play around, so not a strong wind. So Philippines have full potential.
I am pretty sure that is not going to affect Singapore's decision to play zone in the least.
And here's D'Amigo to Butil. Butil. Awid. All the way to the other side to Dakumos. Butil. And just like that, you're seeing a lot more positive play from the Philippines.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been looking at this. They've been watching the tape, trying to figure out how to adjust from what they did last time. They're moving up the disc, being very smart, not putting themselves in dangerous positions. They got a talking to from Coach Felix and probably Christian as well.
And here's Awid. Outside and forehand complete to Butil. Gives it to Peralta. And much more different here from the Philippines. In the previous game, there were just 1 or 2 players that were holding the disc. But now you're seeing a bunch of players being much more active from the Philippine side.
Yeah, they're using space and giving every thrower a lot of different targets, using a lot of different angles, making Singapore try to shut down a lot of different potential throws. Still, they're going to have to fight their way through this Singapore crowd and be very smart in their decision-making, because one wrong decision and they could be in trouble. But they moved it across the field, and there is some open field, but it has slowed down on the sideline here. And this is where Singapore wants to have this Philippine offense.
You can see that conscious effort from one of the cutters to align with one of the handlers of Philippines. Give more options here. Loving the movement from Philippines here. Not getting stagnant, but if you're Singapore as well, this is the game of mistakes. Like, the much more throwers you throw, you're going to bank on a mistake that's going to happen on the 100 or 101 throw.
Yep, absolutely. But it's also a game of mistakes by Singapore. They're trying to shut down every opening, and
just like that, Chua gets the score. Excellent response from Philippines, being able to get that score against that zone of Singapore.
Absolutely on cue. They gave the throwers a lot of options right there, and I'm sure that Singapore did not want that easy of a throw. It's not an easy throw, but when you're as good as the Philippine throwers are, they make it look easy. A little too much space through the zone, but great timing, great patience by the Philippines right there, and great giving of angles to throw. And one thing we saw there is they're going to Chua. The women are getting touches early, and I think that's going to be a big point for the Philippines, trying to get Chua, trying to get Lamigo involved early, because I think both of those players are going to be very big in the success of this team in this gold medal final. Philippines go up 1-0.
And here, Coach Miguel Ramos providing second coaching and instructions in Singapore. Got to showcase their own offensive line to see how they respond in kind, to see if they can tie the game. Here's 93.
Philippines once again come out, man. But this Singapore offense, they are also very athletic. We talk about the athleticism of the Philippines. These Singaporeans can move also.
And rifles it through to number 33, Reynard. Reynard gives it to 93 Young. Gets it back here, Pua. There's Ang. Shot out for instructions here, and Reynard gets it to go. Punches in the first score of Singapore.
Yeah, it's big to see Reynard out on the field. We were a little bit worried in the last game. He went down with an ankle, but he is back, coming from Jonathan In-Yong Ming to tie it up. Solid offensive series. Philippines coming out. Of course, they're going to be playing mostly match today. They're going to use that athleticism and that exciting play. They love to leave their feet, love to make themselves bigger than they physically are, using their horizontal space and going out. Not quite able to stop the very calm and well-spaced offense of Singapore in that first point, and we are at 1-1 early. To those who are tuning in and who are new to the sport, welcome. This is Flying Disc in the subdiscipline of Ultimate. Welcome. If you're coming in and you're cheering for your Filipino national team, you're cheering for your Singapore team, you're not sure what you're looking at, welcome. Enjoy. We'll walk you through it. I hope you enjoy it. This is the highest flying game at the SEA Games. Welcome. This is our first time here. We are a demonstration sport, and we are in the gold medal match. Singapore versus Philippines. We had 5 countries compete. Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia, of course. Oh, they're going to be very angry at me.
After winning the bronze medal and all, you'd like to think we'd not forget them. We'll get back to the action with Dakumos. Match person defense from Singapore. Peralta. It's someone streaking deep from Philippines. Thought about it there. Peralta. Gives it back to Dakumos. Dakumos to Peralta on the same side, the left side of this field. Awid looked at Chua momentarily, but waves it off. Sends it here to Ramos. Ramos. Going to be a high pass here. Looks like Peralta able to get it in. Looks like there'll be some discussion who got the disc first.
Yeah, you know, that's a really tough one to call. That's not the throw they wanted. They don't want to hang it up. One thing that Singapore has is height on this Philippines team. They're asking to look at the replay. I'm not sure if that is going to be able to go up, if that's what they could see. John, can you see what they're looking at on the replay screen? I don't have a good view of that.
Not sure if we have. It looks like there is. Now, I was told earlier in this tournament that the replay won't be available in the screen below, but looks like that has been made available here for the gold medal match. And that's the reason why Philippines turned this over, and Singapore has got a great chance to take a 1-point lead.
Yeah, that's a big call, non-call right there for Singapore to take over.
Oh, here, Ong. Forehand flick is complete. Right at the edge of the end zone. Streaking deep here. Lays it out for the score.
Hold on 1 second. It looks like the disc is down.
Oh, looks like it is down. For a moment there, thought Kyo was able to reel it in.
Difficult landing, unable to hold it.
And here's Dakumos. Gets it back.
Just unable to hold it in the end zone, but Philippines have the disc and are slowly moving the disc up the field.
You can see the Singapore match person defense unrelenting. Right behind the offensive Filipino players. Ramos gives to Peralta.
Opportunities like that are going to be few and hard to come by for both these teams. They both want this gold medal. Singapore might regret losing that opportunity right there. We're going to wait. Looks like we have a bit of an injury on the field. We're going to take a quick stoppage. A little bit of shoe tying going on. Peralta with the disc in his own end zone. We're going to take time to see what's happening. It looks like a little discussion. We have a game advisor involved. Ultimate is a self-refereed game. You're not going to see any referees out here. You will see game advisors. This is a self-refereed game. The game advisor is there to help the players officiate the games themselves, and the game advisor gets off the field as fast as possible, and we can restart.
And here is Lamigo. Look like violations to be called. Looks like players weren't ready prior to that play to be reset. Or actually a pick's going to be called, which retained this to Lamigo. Here is Lamigo. Lamigo. Rifles to a backhand to Awid. Will stay in that side, but carefully swings it to Peralta down the middle. Open pass. Oh, looks like a layout from Singapore. Forcing Dakumos to stretch out his hands for the catch.
Interestingly, Singapore is looking to force backhand as well here, just like we saw in the last game with Malaysia versus Thailand.
A couple of athletic plays from Singapore, really trying to get the disc back. Can sense the exhilaration and excitement from both nations. Here's Chua. Dumps it to Lamigo. And carefully punches it through for Philippines, but looks like another call on the field.
And it looks like we are sending it back here. Another important goal line situation for the Philippines. Both teams need to maximize these opportunities.
And we'll stay here with number 16, Lamigo, the Philippines. And you can see here Peralta, the Philippines urging some calmness to convert this red zone offense. Dakumos gives it to Peralta in the middle. Peralta to Awid. Right here at the edge of the end zone. And pick is going to be called. Retaining this with Awid.
So far, I'm liking the patience by the Philippines. They know the importance of this situation. They're making sure they keep possession. They have the athletes to get open. They're waiting to throw it to an open person. And we're about to restart after a quick violation.
This will retain the number 88, Kiboy Awid. Awid. Oh, there's unrelentless cut from Lamigo. Really wanted that score. Gives Philippines the 1-point lead.
Yeah, I think it's a great sign getting Lamigo involved early. Lamigo and Chua playing a big part in that point, spreading the disc all around, going from Awid to Lamigo, and to take the score to 2-1. Big bid. Singapore's been forcing them to this backhand side, seeing if the Philippines can work it down the backhand sideline. And for at least that point, they are able to do so with relative ease. In this game, I would call that relative ease because everything is going to be contested, everything is going to be close, everything is going to be challenged.
You can sense those athletic and powerful plays from Singapore. Layout after each layout there. Trying to really force the Philippines in uncomfortable situations, but a great response from Philippines to get their 1-point lead.
Yes, this is definitely going to be a physical game and a mental game as well. Singaporean squad, very smart. They're going to try to find a way to slow down this super athletic Filipino offense.
And here is Singapore. 93. Gives it back. Oh, rifles one. It's going to be a foot race here between Philippines and Singapore wins that race. Gets it to go to tie the game. Reynard does.
It's like Reynard was never hurt. He is as fast as ever, and this is the gold medal final of the SEA Games. The legs are moving just a little bit faster. The energy is a little bit higher, and there's a little bit of a message Singapore is sending to the Philippines that you can huck, we can huck also. We can run with you guys. We are as athletic as you, and they are very tall. That is a great effort on defense, not quite there yet, and we are tied 2-2.
A pinpoint accuracy and a precise throw to put it right in front of Reynard's hands and right outside the outreach hands of Edgar Sumbi.
And that brings us to 2-2 in this SEA Games gold medal final. So far, it is exactly as we were going to expect. This is hard fought. Everything's contested. Looks like Jethro is going to pull. Jethro, we're also happy he went down in the last game, and he is back healthy. One player we aren't seeing for Singapore, Fabian Ho, was hurt during warm-ups, fractured a toe yesterday, so Singapore is down one of their men.
Very unfortunate to hear about that. We know Fabian Ho, one of the leading players of Singapore national team. I'm sure he has full trust of his teammates here to deliver the goods for Singapore, but not without reply from Philippines, though they have one or two words to say to deny that goal for Singapore.
It was a 10-8 in their previous matchup in the group play, and this is looking as competitive.
And the Kumos will start from the brick mark for the Philippines. Looking downfield. Here's Butil. Gives it to Hortelano, or actually Peralta. Peralta to Butil. Butil fakes that backhand. Then equally fast here, fakes that again, gives it to Nicky Awid. Give you some contact between Jethro Ong and Awid.
There's going to be a lot of contact. This is going to be a very physical game. Everything's going to be contested. This is not the last time these players are going to be bumping into each other.
The relentless defense from Jethro, trying to force different things. And here's another high pass. Looks like going to be denied by number 2 again. Ho with a block.
Looks like that bump threw his rhythm off just a little bit, and it forced a mistake.
The Philippines yelling instructions what the force is. It'll be force, forehand, Jethro Ong. Get it send it right down the middle to number 2, Ho. Rifles one forward pass. Gonna be sticky hands with number 36. Ong. Foot race battle denied by Putin.
Yeah, the Singaporean was trying to consider whether he was going to make a call there. Thought about it. Sometimes it just takes a second to figure out, and you're going to see he tried to get position, but that is a pure athletic play. Contact really did not affect the play, and the Singaporean decided to not call it. This is a self-refereed game governed by spirit of the game, and that was a great show of it right there. And the Philippines take over after what was determined to be a clean block.
A tenacious block from Butil, able to recognize to bounce up first before even Singapore had a chance to get that score. Here is Ramos, Tulamigo. Awid, to stay here side, rips one through for a backhand. Dakumos and Ho, who's gonna win? Looks like Dan will outrace Dakumos there.
Singapore's continuing with this backhand force, and even though the Philippines have been able to score against it, it wasn't something that looked pretty. It wasn't the wide open offense we expect from the Philippines. So Singapore's sticking with this backhand force, and they forced a kind of an awkward inside-out backhand, which oftentimes the Filipino athlete will be able to run down, but in that case, there just wasn't space for it.
Here's Isaac Tan with the disc. Takes that forehand hook, opts to swing it down the middle. All the way to the other side, to the backhand side for Singapore. Ho, number 21, gets a disc. Precise throw here, and a bladey forehand hook. Complete, signed, sealed, delivered for the score.
Beautiful throw. Lee's able to run that down. Singapore can huck, they can run. That goes from Jethro, their experienced veteran out there, finding the streaking Lee, headed down the field. Very accurate. And so far, yes, it's important. This is a battle between the women. The women are very active on both sides here. Singapore receiver able to stride it out and take the lead after that deep turnover. And that was a score that, yes, it was a great huck, but a big part of it was the defense by Singapore, that backhand force that made the Philippines very, very uncomfortable and forced an uncharacteristic throwing error from the Philippines. Singapore was able to take over, counterattack quickly, finding a streaking receiver and score and take the lead 3-2 in this gold medal match of the SEA Games 2025.
Singapore able to get those 50-50 disc in the air, converting those gritty, springy, powerful blocks to deny Philippines. And they're up a point here with a score of 3. Looks like they're gonna settle into a match person defense. Looking that they feel that the match person defense, they're doing quite well. Another layout attempt, no good by Singapore. Peralta. Same side here, Lamigo tries to leaps and catch, but unable to read it in.
Singapore has seen something in this Philippines offense that they are less comfortable with the backhand, and they're showing that is one that I think it's on the forehand side that they're completing a very high percentage of the time. In that case, just a little too far, just a little less touch than they wanted to have on that throw. Singapore takes over with a chance to go up 2 early in this gold medal match.
Very, very good position for Singapore if they can be able to convert this breakpoint opportunity. Just like that, rifles in one, hawak to another. It's going to be floating right to number 98's hands, yet looking for some teammates. Tan right here, punches it in for a 2-point score. Singapore all over it.
Dorcas yet finishes it off there. She earned it. She got that deep throw. She was very patient. Gives it to one of the handlers and says, no, I don't want the assist. I want to go ahead and get the score there. Very smart. Little dump and go. Gets the Philippine defender, off her feet, off her rhythm, and was able to get the score. That is big. 2-point lead early for Singapore in this gold medal match. And we are headed to a timeout by the Philippines.
Looks like rightfully so, as Philippines want to regroup here. Couple of turnovers in those 2 points. So want to discuss how they're going to clean that up. But Singapore's got to be mightily happy so far in this gold medal match against the mighty Philippines here, Jared.
Yeah, they're very happy with how this is going. One thing that's really interesting with what they're doing right there is sending the women deep right there. They have done a really good job keeping those massively athletic Philippine men out of the action. They're giving a lot of space to their female deep cutters who are great athletes. Now, the Philippine females are great athletes as well. They're just a step behind the Singaporean cutters. And the Singaporean deep cutters have found a little bit of space. Singapore has found something on both offense and defense. On defense, they're forcing the Philippines to throw to the backhand side, which has given them a couple of turnovers. And on offense, they're going to their women and doing very well at that.
Return from that short time out. Singapore with an extra bop in their step, really enjoying this 2-point lead that they've been able to garner. It's all thanks to their match person, relentless and gritty match person defense, forcing the Philippines to make these uncharacteristic errors so far.
We came into this game, we talk about their previous matchup, we talk about that Singapore zone and how devastating it was, but it's actually their match that's coming through in this matchup. It's a great adjustment by Singapore, and the Philippines are going to have to readjust to this and try to get the disc off of that backhand sideline.
And here's Ramos. Guerrero, first showing here on the O-line. Looks like to be that steady experience here. Guerrero and Villanueva. Villanueva fakes that forehand inside. Gives it to Max. This Philippine team is extremely deep. A lot of legendary, excellent players. We're going to look to change the lineup here from an O-line perspective to see give a different look against the Singapore match person defense.
And they're actually physically deep also. They're trying to...
Oh, and just like that, Singapore runs through Lee. Just when you thought Philippines was getting a foot. Another turnover caused by Singapore. Ho!
Singapore has a chance to take a 3-point lead. Their red zone offense, very vital. They're going to have to show how experienced they are. Be patient. They are excited. The energy is high. They're going to need to find open players and throw into open spaces and not make any silly errors.
And here
Beautiful.
go to the backhand side. Right close to the end zone. Looks like a travel is going to be called. Going to go back here.
Call by Guerrero. Very experienced player, very experienced call.
Here's Teo. Dumps it to Ong. Ong looking downfield. Oh, this will be huge for Singapore. Able to get it. Squeeze it into Teo here. Teo in the power position. Rifles it in.
Wow. The touch on that throw was absurd. Being able to find Ong Shui Yuan right there, she is one of the big weapons for Singapore. They have a lot of confidence in her. But shoot, I could have caught that disc with the touch that they put it right on there. That was very smooth, very easy. And I said earlier that this is going to be a battle of the women. And so far, the Singaporean women are having a little bit of advantage. And that is why one of the reasons why Singapore is currently up 5-2 in the SEA Games gold medal match.
Silky smooth throw from Teo. Right towards the hands of Ong, and this is a 3-point lead by Singapore.
Now, one thing that's actually kind of interesting that surprised me is that we saw that backhand fours match again. Singapore has shown that they love to change up. They love to get you on the wrong foot, show you one thing, then show you another. I would be very surprised, even with it working so well, I'd be surprised if they came back with that match again. They love changing up their defenses.
And just look how the Singapore is running towards for defense. Look like they stay with match person defense.
Jonathan, I quit. I cannot predict what the Singapore team is going to do. They are keeping all of us guessing, especially the Philippines offense.
And here's Awid. Gives it to Peralta here. Dacumos downfield towards to Awid. Let's see how they can rally. A great run to be able to get their first score in a while now. Peralta. Not seeing a lot of movements here so far. Butil able to stretch his hands against that layout. Lamigo. And gets it to go for the score.
Great score by the Philippines, but I'll say Singapore's not going to be angry with that defensive stand. Jovan Chong flew past that disc, had a definitely chance to take that away. Philippines had to throw something high and floaty up there. Yes, I would say for the Philippines that is a standard throw, but I would say Singapore's not going to be angry with that defensive stand. They had the opportunities to take the disc away from this athletic Philippine team. Yes, that is a massive up. But it was just, the whole offense right there was just a little bit awkward. It wasn't the flow that the Philippines usually want to see. Great catch, great finish. But I think the Singaporeans are going to be very happy with that defensive point for them.
But a good way to respond and stop the bleeding from Philippines, being able to get that relentless score. And see how they can get a couple of turnovers here. Get back into the action.
The lights are on as we've begun to approach twilight here in Bangkok, Thailand at the SEA Games.
And you can hear the crowd, the echoings of Pilipinas, of the Philippines, to see if they can rally the troops. And here's Singapore, number 9, Pua. Break side pass to Reynard with a pick call. To retain the disc with Reynard here.
Large contingent from the Philippines in the stands. You can hear them. Not quite as loud as the Thai, but I think only because they don't have drums.
I think that's the only thing that's keeping them away from being as loud and proud. Nonetheless, Reynard from Singapore. On the left side of the field. Looking for options. Give to Pua. Pua. Oh, excellent match person defense on that hander side from Reynard. Sends it deep. Rather on the middle side of the field, 55. 93. All the way to the middle now to Pua. Gregory rifles in one. Tumbling catch there from Reynard to be able to keep it alive.
Pua definitely didn't want to throw it that low, but with Reynard's abilities.
And just right through, just like that. However, an unfortunate error. Unable to lay out and keep the disc alive. Great opportunity for the Philippines here.
Exactly. Great opportunity for the Philippines. Great opportunity lost for Singapore. Right up there, looking to reestablish that 3-point lead. And red zone offense has been telltale here at the SEA Games. Philippines take over with a full field to look at, and we're probably looking at a backhand match defense once again.
Here's Hortelano. Hortelano swings it to the other side to Villanueva. Villanueva. Oh, Villanueva sends a backhand to Hortelano. Foot race here. Looks like it's going to be denied by Singapore. Perfectly read there with the unrelentless D.
Perhaps a little bit of frustration there by the Philippines. They've sensed that backhand force is causing trouble. Working the disc has been very difficult for them. So they try to get the disc up in the air. And Reynard is right there. They got big bodies. That's height versus athleticism.
And Singapore approaches the middle part of the field. Great sticky hands here. Got him afloat here. A couple of battles so far. Reynard able to read it despite the relentless defense for Philippines.
Great use of his body by Jo Chong right there. Being able to box out the defender. Everyone knows how athletic these Filipinos are, but sometimes you've got to try to win by intelligence, and Jo Chong knew that, moved his body in a perfect position. And that is a great grab to extend the lead to 3, 6-3 for Singapore, coming out on defense. Once again, hey, this one, I'm going to go ahead and guess match defense, force backhand. They've done it about 5 times in a row, but they're probably going to prove me wrong. Great read by Jo Chong right there. If you can't outbeat them, go ahead and try to outthink them.
Something of an unfamiliar territory for the Philippines. Being early down 3 here. And it's all thanks to Singapore's tireless and tenacious match person defense. Not something I was expecting. I was thinking about the zone defense, but looks like they can be able to hang in there toe-to-toe against the athletic Filipino team. Here's D'Amigo to Dacumos. Dacumos to Awid. Gives it to Peralta.
Absolutely what the Philippine teams need to do. As soon as it goes over to that sideline, they need to get it back towards the middle. It's not a comfortable spot. Let's see what it does there. They can force it up the sideline. That's going to be very difficult. Everything is contested over there. They're going to want to get it off sideline as soon as they can. There they go. Go ahead and work it into the middle.
And just like that, Awid with a back forehand pass. Calmly catches by Dacumos right to the edge of the end zone. Here's Chua. Swings it to Awid. Awid to Peralta. Peralta to Dacumos. Snatches it out the air for their 4th score.
Massive to bring it to a 2-point game, 6-4. Let's see, a little discussion going on right now.
Looks like score, but looks like there'll be some discussion after the play, probably about some of the plays there, but just look at the replay. Dacumos had to really reach it out from the air to get that difficult fourth point. But just what you were describing earlier, everything is contested from the Singapore, not giving any easy throws, easy catches.
Yeah, Singapore's not giving Philippines the space that they would usually see, the space that they like to work with. And right now we have the Philippine defense coming out. This is a big point to try to stop this Singapore offense. Singapore has continued to be very, very smart. The occasional turnover, but in general, Singapore has shown the ability to both throw short and long. Philippines, number one, are going to have to watch these women going deep. Singapore has shown that if they have an open woman going deep, they are going to jack it up. And these Singaporean women are long and athletic, and they can grab the disc too. So that's going to be big. Let's see what the Philippines men do. Let's see if they might hop off and try to help a little bit. I'm curious to see what the Philippines are going to do to stop this potent Singapore offense.
It's going to be very important for Singapore. If they're able to convert this 0 point, it will bring us to half, and they will start on offense in the second half. So huge here for Singapore if they can be able to convert this point.
And this clock is going pretty quickly. We're down to 32 and a half minutes left. It seems like a long time, but these points are taking a little bit. So this game might be shortened.
Will be calmly walked down by the Singapore handler, Pua. Oh, quickly rifles it in. It looks like a pick is going to be called. While some of the Filipino players have stopped.
I've seen the Singaporeans get open. Not quite that open, though. Yes, there was a pick. Everyone stopped on the play. But Gregory went ahead and saw the open throw, so he threw it. But there was a pick. So we're going to go back. Gregory Poole with the disc once again.
And here's Pua. Marked here by an equally athletic player in Hortelano. Pua. Oh, same play here. Flicks it down deep, but just a little bit too fast. Not sure that's what the play you want to have. Singapore coming out of that short and stoppage.
Absolutely. She was like, yeah, fool me once, fine. You're not fooling me twice. Fool was all over that D. She's too experienced for that. She went right ahead and got involved in that.
Here we go with Philippines. Sumbi gives it to Butil. Gets it back here. Passes it to Chua and dumps it quickly to Sumbi. Oh, layout D from Singapore, unable to get in.
Looks like Reynard is arguing that he landed out of bounds, perhaps? Or was he pushed? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, we're going to be looking at the line here.
Clearly looks like he was in a few steps even before. Check here in the replay. That left foot was just right inside the field. Having a different point of view, Reynard does, so we'll have that continuous discussion right now.
Yeah, Reynard has a decent look at this, but it is obscured a bit by the bidding Gregory Fua. And it looks like play has resumed.
And just to give you an update, looks like the live replay is available down on the field with the big screen where the awarding will be held. And it looks like an option of having the live replay will be made available to players if asked upon. Again, it will depend on the players, game advisors, if they want to look at the live replay.
Yeah, news to us. This has just begun to be in effect. We discussed it earlier on, but it looks like it is something that players can use to make self-officiating easier, to give them more information in their self-officiating process.
Especially now with the gold medal match in line, probably wanted to give all the right assets now, given what it's at stake. Here's Ramos. Gives it to Chua. Chua looking. Gives it to Hortelano. Hortelano looking downfield, putting some directions. Great patience so far from this offensive line of the Philippines. Rey Mejio. This is Max Sumbi to Butil. Butil.
Yep, good patience right here by the Philippines, trying to keep the disc in the middle of the field.
Great inside cut from Sumbi. It'll be right here near the end zone. Oh, great zigzag cut, but able to get it in, but still not in. Able to keep the disc alive, Hortelano does.
Are you kidding me? How was he able to grab that? I don't actually physically understand how that happened. That disc was on its way down. Let's take a look at this.
On its way down, but able to carefully, slowly look it down at the disc. And a springing fast twitch play from Hortelano. Whoo, my.
To be honest, I don't know where his foot was. He might have actually been in the end zone there. I don't know if that's even under discussion. I think they're discussing the bump after the catch, but I think he may have actually been in the end zone with that leg extended. Wow.
Indeed, wow from Hortelano. Especially how crucial it is. Stallout is rising, but soon be able to leap it in for the score. Philippines with their 5th point.
Yeah, he jumps past a poaching Bay, and eventually Bay thought better of it, got out of the way, avoid the collision. That takes us to 6-5, and that should take us to a time half. Right now, that's going to take us to halftime, and we're going to take a couple minutes, and then we will come in the second half. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
And a quick break at that, Jared. Stay tuned here in the gold medal match between Singapore and Philippines. Live from the KMITS Stadium. This is the Flying Disc 33rd SEA Games. And we'll be right back. Singapore. So it's going to be Singapore on this point. So, yeah. So they'll be the ones starting on this end. Yeah, right? I thought it was going to be turnover because he was going one direction to pass to the other. And we're back here after a quick break as we approach time or halftime in Philippines. Will start on D here. Be very important. I mean, saying the obvious here, but very important from Singapore to score this point after letting go an opportunity earlier when Pua made the uncharacteristic hawk towards Singapore to give them a 3-point lead. But still now, we're just a 1-point deficit provided by Singapore.
Yeah, this has gotten too close. Singapore had a bit of a lead, had a little bit of control in this game, but yeah, giving up opportunities, very unlike Singapore right there. They're usually not only a very physically good team, but also a very smart team, and let's see if they're able to settle down and work it up the field.
And here's Reynard gives it to Pua. So get down the middle, it's gonna go back to Pua here. Oh, looks like a misdirection, miscommunication between the Singapores. Hortelano lays it out. Agnes, huge chance here. Hortelano with another athletic play, Jared.
Beautiful switching D by the Philippines. The give and go was looking pretty obvious. The Philippines switched, and Singapore didn't quite see it coming. They were able to take it away on a massive layout D.
Hortelano providing some heroic plays here. Max Sumbi calmly puts it to Agnes's hands. Agnes yelling instructions. Oh, also looks like there's going to be some contact there.
Let's see how actually this contact came about. So I am curious. I know that he can get up a head of steam and start moving in one direction, and I am wondering who initiated that contact.
First and foremost, hope thankfully that both of the players are okay. If you look here at the replay, look at Agnes already looking at Sumbi.
It really looks like to me that Sumbi initiated that contact. Looked at the Philippine defender had very good defensive position. Sumbi just wanted it a lot.
It looks like that. If you're looking at where Bay was, obviously it looks like she had perfect position rather.
Bay has the right to that position right there. She's allowed to go back to this. She's allowed to get in the way of the Philippine cutter and force the Philippine cutter to go around her. She's making a play at the disc. It really looks like Sumbi initiated that contact. You know, call perhaps should go on Sumbi, but once again, it's not about what actually happened. It's about the perspectives of the players and what they agree to. And they're going to the game advisor who's going to help and say what she saw. She's unbiased. She has no stake in this game, and I think she's telling Sumbi exactly what we would be telling him if we were there.
And the game advisor sporting that aqua green jersey, joined by Prim Pianpru and Gregory Kwa, need to provide all the information that they can give to both of the players.
Also worth noting that we're down to 22 minutes right here. This clock is running fast, and it looks like it is going back. Contested foul. It looks like somebody disagrees with the game observer, and that is absolutely his right because this is a self-officiated game. All the players are referees, and we are going back. Philippines still have the disc. Agnes near the goal line, being forced to the sideline.
He's already yelling instructions toward the other side. And here's Rebusa. To Lamigo. Hortelano urging his teammates to go to the other side, but Butil stays on the same side here. Push bash. Oh, just read it perfectly by Pua there.
The Singaporean defense were swarming. There are not many options, and that was, of all the options he had, that was not the one he wanted. Singaporeans were fighting, running all over the place, trying to shut down the 1 meter that was left to get into the end zone, and taking possession still with a 1-point lead.
Excellent timing from Pua. Read that perfectly from the push pass of Butil. Got a chance here to increase the lead. Pua looking downfield. Reynard tried to get in reply on that pass. Not able to do so. Rifles through a pass here to Isaac Tan. Forehand pass. Gonna be a little too high. Looks like it's gonna be denied from Philippines. A foul is gonna be called by number 47.
And once again, we are back in discussion mode. This often happens in these finals. And this was a very close play. So we're going to have to see a replay to see what happened. But once again, I do not see them coming to a resolution on this. I have a feeling this disc will be going back to the thrower.
It's going to be very tightly contested there, as both players look like both went up vertically. Could argue a case for Singapore and also with the Philippines, right? Tightly contested. Really a bang-bang play there between the two nations.
Once again, it's between what happened and what they're going to agree to what happened. I think the Singaporean absolutely does have an argument. No, 100%. Definitely contested, disc in the air over both players. But I definitely think this is an adequate call by the Singaporean receiver. A great defensive effort. Philippine player actually absolutely giving everything she had to go after that disc. And yes, it is going back to the thrower.
Here's Isaac Tan. That's it. Right down the middle to Doreen to Reynard. Reynard gives it to Fua. Oh, he's gonna strike deep, looking there. Thought Reynard had the position. An excellent marking so far from Butil of the Philippines, forcing Pua for a short pass rather.
Singapore's absolutely comfortable playing small ball here. They're totally okay throwing these little passes, taking their time, working it up. They might dump it a couple times while the offense gets set, and then look for the open cutter coming into an open space right there.
Here's Reynard. Oh, not sure what he was looking for. Probably losing some patience after that small ball. Gives an opportunity back to the Philippines.
Yeah, I think they hate me.
And looks like this. Philippines rips down a backhand pass. Just too fast for Max Max.
I don't understand that. What I don't understand is something too fast for Max Max. That part doesn't make sense. Max Max is an absolute flash on this field. And the Philippines have never seen a huck that they don't like. Yeah.
Truly so, as Reynard will return. See if he can. Oh, and just like that, Singapore replies a different huck. It's a huck battle so far. Couple of players here. Twice is the magic for Philippines.
Yeah, if you can do it, I can do it. They're putting the disc in the air. They know it's for the fans, trying to spread the game. This is the high-flying sport that we know and love.
What a leaping catch from Sumbi to keep that disc alive, but looks like a little bit of the nerves here from both nations, throwing some uncharacteristic throws, probably in response of how exhilarating this point means to them for both. Singapore gets a cushion of 7 points, but Philippines score, gets back to the ball game.
No, you're absolutely right. There's some nerves. They're at the end of the tournament. They're willing to put all their energy into it. They also want to finish this fast. They're looking to the award ceremony. They want to win. They want to be the first gold medalists in the SEA Games.
Here's Lamigo. Lamigo gives it to Agnes. Footy pass. Oh, able to get it there, Butil, without. It looks like the Singapore player is down on the ground after making that gritty play.
That's another throw. That looked like a no-look high backhand cross-field by Agnes. And hey, why not? Everyone's watching. Let's have some fun. Let's spread the joy of this game. Take a look at this from Agnes. Looks downfield, just goes ahead and throws cross-field, no-look, high backhand, right on the money. But that the Singapore defender came down just a little too hard.
Looks like everyone is A-okay, but a couple of substitutions from both nations here.
Yeah. Greg Fu has been all over the place this whole tournament, offense and defense. He always seems to match up on the toughest player. And yeah, he came down really hard, but I'm guaranteeing he will be back in this game very shortly. He's not going to miss any more time than he has to. Jovan Chung goes over on the mark with the substitution.
And here's Rebusa. Rebusa to Butil. Butil, throw and run between Dakumos and Butil. Here's Lamigo. Oh, relentless space set by Lamigo there. Really wanted to get that disc. And Dakumos gives it to Lamigo, just between these two players now. Dakumos all by himself, but Lamigo opts for a safer option. Dumps it back. Oh, what a cheeky high release backhand from Agnes.
Love to see this get back to Lamigo's hands. They see an advantage right there, and she's been getting the disc a lot, and she's very, very open. And very important point, we are in red zone, and they finish it.
An excellent reply there from the Philippines as you hear the roar from the sideline. Ties the game at 6.
Love to see that settled red zone offense by the Philippines. Good decisions. A couple risky throws along the way, but they're able to squeeze it in, tie it up. We are at 6-6 with the cap coming in just 14 minutes. And the noise is coming from the Philippine contingent. Singapore walks back, but Singapore's been here also. But all these players, there's a lot of experience here. Dakumo's just towing the sideline right there and making the smart pass into the end zone. I got to catch my breath. This has been a great, exciting game. Singaporeans are looking like they're thinking a little bit. The Philippines have got them thinking. Singapore had control of this game. They had a couple points of a lead, and now they're bringing the vet. Christian Guerrero is coming back in and leading the charge, directing the defensive side for the Philippines.
We have a strong 6,225 viewers on the YouTube channel. I'm loving all of the people watching and witnessing the game, and a couple of players that are dear to my heart, my family, Rama, my lovely wife, Erin, my daughter, and of course, Ellis, watching the stream here. Definitely hoping they're enjoying this action-packed game between Singapore and Philippines.
How can you not be? This is amazing. It's an amazing place to be. SEA Games 2025 gold medal match.
Rifles through here to Ho. Oh, just look at that relentless defense between 93 Young and 55 Philippines. You can sense the urgency between these two nations now. After deadlock here. Oh, some cheeky pass from here. Ong.
Very veteran cut in by Jethro in the front of the stack. That's one thing. It's not always smart throws. It's about smart cuts, using the defender's weight against them to get open.
Here's Jethro. Sends a precise forehand to his teammate right here near the end zone. It looks like travel's going to be called. That's going to bring the disc all the way back to Jethro Ong. Jethro Ong gives it to and a violation is called.
It's a little bit of problem with the restart right there. We've seen a lot of that in this tournament, and I hope we don't see a whole lot more of it. We are under 12 minutes before the cap comes in. Trying to get all the players set, and we are ready to restart.
Here's Ong. Ong thought about it. A great match person defense on the hand side. Had to go a little bit of negative yardage here so far. Sends it down the middle to number 18, Ginny.
A little bit of small ball by Singapore, trying to work it up, trying to find the open players, open spaces. Jethro looks forward, and has got to look back.
There's gets the disc, urging Jethro to get out of that side to give more space. Some of the Singaporean players. A pick is going to be called here. Diang and Peralta.
And that's important for the folks watching. The thrower can be the picker. You can call a pick if your cutter does move behind the thrower and causes a collision or a potential collision.
And you like the spirited discussion between these two players, seeing Peralta got the information from Theo number 18, said, look, yep, maybe you're correct there. I'm going to retract that play and we'll turn back to Theo. Great display of spirit here in this high, exhilarating match. It's something we're very proud of. And just we get back to action. Theo gets it back. Great 1-2 play here just between and Theo.
A lot of physical play here. Everything is contested. Everything is good, in good spirits, though. No antagonism at all. Just a whole lot of ultimate fun.
Whole lot of ultimate fun indeed. Theo, it looks like just slips through her hands.
She was trying to pull that back. She did not want to release that disc. She was trying to pull it back, and it just came out.
Oh, here, high release to the right. Release. Dahumos gets it to go. And here's Guerrero. Backhand pass. Will be secured here by Peralta. Thought about the hammer. Gives it to Villanueva. Guerrero punches it in for the score. Philippines gets the lead back.
If you're working the disc up in a high tense situation, there's no one else, perhaps on this continent, that you would want to have the disc any more than Christian Guerrero. He's got experience in Asia. He's got experience playing professional in the U.S. He's played in the biggest matches that you can find. There's no one you would rather have on the field with the disc or on defense than Christian Guerrero for the Philippines.
And that's 4 straight points from the Philippines. All the way from the first half, Singapore unable to get a point. Last time they scored was at the 33rd minute of this game.
And we are going to a timeout. John, we are not looking at many more points in this game. This time is running out. The medal ceremony is quickly coming up right here. So every point has grown in importance. Coach Felix Agues is edging on this team, making sure they know. He doesn't need to tell them, but he's just encouraged them even more, getting those legs moving. Now, Singapore has been in big situations as well. All these players have played in Asian champs. This is different. This is Southeast Asian games. They're not going to be nervous per se. They are going to be aggressive and energized. Any mistakes that come from nerves are going to come from over-aggression, trying too hard, and loving this game too much. Wow, what a time to be here. Bangkok, Thailand, SEA Games, 33. Wow.
Time to be alive if you're an ultimate fan. And even for those that are new to the sport, if you're watching the sport first time, we vote that you've enjoyed this spirited and extremely athletic play between the two nations, top 2 teams in Southeast Asia.
Oh, yeah. It's been absolutely exciting. Players flying all over the place. What you're also seeing is you are seeing some discussions on the field. You are seeing some physical play. You're seeing fouls. You're seeing picks. And even if you don't know what they are, what you're seeing is the spirit of Ultimate at its best. A whole lot of spirit of the game. Players are discussing the fouls, discussing the picks.
It looks like we're going to have a short break. It looks like an interview portion is going to happen down on the field.
Well, the Philippines and the Singapore are resetting for the second half. We are here for post-match interview with from the bronze medal match. I'm winning, joined by cheer captain from Team Malaysia and so first of all, congratulations to Team Malaysia for bagging the bronze medal. How are you feeling?
As well, very happy and very excited as well. Yeah.
All right. So for Team Thailand, it was definitely a hard fight. So how do you feel about the game?
Feel so incredible because we play so hard and they play so hard, and the outcome it's just the game, and we have fun with that. It's just a dream of us that we want to play with the strong team like them, and also the rest. So it's like we're so happy to play against them.
All right. So how long have you been prepared for this campaign, and are you proud of the team? So what are the things that you're proud of?
How we almost cry after like the final, like the last game, because we're so proud of our team. We prepare like only just like 4 months, and all of us not at the same like city, so we have not many time, not many hours to practice together, and the outcome is just so good, and I feel great for them. So proud of them.
It was amazing. And for Team Malaysia, as I know that you have started prepared after AOUC in August, so can we know like what kind of trainings that you have, and are you proud of your team? What kind of performance that you are expecting from this tournament?
Most of the team, most of the players here just came back from AUC, and we hardly trained just for 2 months until SEA Games. We have actually prepared weekly trainings to meet everyone, to keep in touch and to make sure that we play with each other. And I'm really proud of my team for just running hard, for putting in the intensity for this whole tournament. Yeah.
All right, it was an amazing game. And then lastly, I want to ask Team Thailand. So how do you feel about playing at home? And do you think it's going to help to bring up the scene, Frisbee scene in Thailand as well as Southeast Asia?
So it's such an honor with us to play like in SEA Games and also hometown with a lot of people like cheering us. And as as I say, like we play against Malaysia yesterday, and we work a lot, try to make the today is better, and the outcome is so good. We play and make them tired, and thank you for everyone for cheering us. We hope that today is going to be like the big challenge, like the big showcase for the young generation that in Thailand, not also in like the Southeast Asia, will be like strongest continent for the other.
All right. Do you have any final words for your supporters?
ขอบคุณมากๆครับขอบคุณทุกๆคนนะครับที่มาเชียร์นะครับไม่ใช่แค่ทีมไทยนะครับขอบคุณมากๆ
An excellent interview there between Malaysia and Thailand as we get back to the action here. We'll have more discussions there, but to get back here, Singapore. Ang gets it to Fua. Fua gets it to Tyo. Dorcas rather. Fua.
Very important to be very concentrated, very focused. And there we go. Singapore is able to tie it up. We just got 2.5 minutes left. And yes, big score for Philippines. Reynard takes it in and ties it 7-7. We are getting down to the end of this game. I will go ahead and say it's most likely looking to be a game to 9. Because the soft cap is probably going to go on after this point. One of the teams is going to be up 8-7. And so we are down to most likely the last 2 or 3 points of the SEA Games 2025 with Singapore to pull to the Philippines. Interview gave me a little chance to catch my breath, so I'm not terribly angry about that. I'm having trouble talking because this game is awesome.
An amazing display of athleticism from Reynard to be able to pull that in.
Very clutch by the Singaporean team, able to gather their wits in this high-pressure situation, make some smart throws, and finish strong. Able to tie it up after that run by the Philippines to take the lead, which must have been very deflating. They did what they needed to do, concentrate, throws, catches, smart cuts, work it down, throw to open people. Now it's up to the defense to come out, and we'll see what they're going to come with. Most likely a match force backhand, but it's Singapore, and they've proved me wrong before.
Here's Nicky Awid.
And they have once again.
High release forehand.
Singapore comes out with that zone that gave the Philippines a lot of trouble in that first game, and this is going to be a big test for both teams.
Here's Awid. To Peralta.
Hopefully the Philippines remember what they did last time to get through and work the disc up. They don't want to be caught back in the end zone once again, and they want to try to keep moving forward.
And just like that, this slows down the game. What a strategic move from the coaches of Singapore, right? Sensing how it's becoming a foot race and want to slow it down and change the pace.
This game we're down to 1 or 2 turnovers to decide who's going to win the gold medal of the SEA Games. Singapore knows that, and they're thinking this zone is one way to get that. They only need 1 in this point.
A great attack, upline cut from Dakumos to gain some yardage. But I think we're looking from that earlier when they were up against the zone, that spacing between the cutters and handlers. So we'll see how Philippines adjust, but so far so good nonetheless.
Singapore's quite good at recovery. Even if you are able to get one of those throws over or through the cup, the Singapore backline makes it so you can't get any more throws and you have to continue working backwards.
And you can see it now. Now moving towards a 4-man handler, a 4-match person handler now from the Philippines, giving a lot more options than earlier. This is Dakumos.
Yeah, once again, the Singapore defense is bending and not breaking. Philippines are doing well to keep possession and to try to find some options. What they did last time was they found a lot of different angles, gave every thrower multiple throwing options, a bunch of them upfield. And what they're going to have to do that again. Singapore seems to be locking all of those options down right now. Jethro in the middle is always going to cause trouble with that aggressive 3-woman front.
You can now sense a little bit of those passes getting a little inch higher than you want to, and this is what you like from Singapore.
And we are now officially going to be going to 9 points. This is a game to 9. This game is capped. We are 2 to 3 points away from crowning a gold medal champion at the SEA Games 2025.
Wow, just great. And tightly contested. Just like that, though, punches it through by Awid. But just like from the eerily similar to the first game at Philippines-Singapore, get 1 yardage in and they get 2 steps back.
Can they move forward right now?
Gamigo punches it again. Getting extra courageous now, Awid. Oh, just like that. Gets it a go for the score.
Beautiful. They found a chance to move forward. They did it. They didn't stop. That's what they need to go. That's what they need to do right there. They found Lamigo, found one of their most vital weapons, and that's great execution. On the backhand side, which is shown to be a little bit troublesome for the Philippines, they went ahead, beautiful execution, drops it right into her hands. No question about that. Philippines are now 1 point away from becoming SEA Games champion 2025. The Singapore offense team is going to try to extend this game for 1 extra point. 8 to 7, game to 9.
Hold on to your seats now, gentlemen and ladies, as we look to wrap it out here in the final few points between Singapore and Philippines. And what a way to wrap it up, Jared, in all of the games that we've witnessed in the last 2 days. What a Cinderella story in terms of how Ultimate's going to wrap up in the SEA Games. A tightly contested match, an exciting, exhilarating, and well-spirited match between these two nations.
Yeah, and we have more to go. I'm still at the edge of my seat. I'm still having trouble breathing. We are here 8-7. Philippines trying to lock it up. It's a game to 9. Big banking pull. Philippines are going to continue to come out in that aggressive match D, try to get a big block to finish this off. Singapore's got to be smart, got to be controlled, got to keep their wits about them.
Oh, someone was streaking deep there. It looks like it was Joven Chong, but Fua elected to dump it right there and squeeze it right in middle. Fua in power position, but no one streaking deep. Gives it to one of his teammates. Gives it to Ang.
So far,
Oh, looks like it's a sail out a little bit, but able Fua accelerates to keep that disc alive.
yeah, there's no question that during this vital offensive possession, Greg Fu is going to be touching it a whole lot. He's been central to them all tournament long.
Oh, looks like a miscommunication. Both of the female matching players not expecting that pass from Singapore.
Very, very surprising from this well-oiled machine. A zig when there should have been a zag. A lot of these players have played together on the same team, same club team for many, many years. Just a little bit of a miscommunication right there. The Philippines offense takes over with the chance to bring this home, bring the gold medal home to the Philippines.
Here's Hortelano. Gives it to Sumbi Jr. Agnes. Sumbi Jr. Gonna streak deep here. Excellent match defense from Singapore to deny that hawk. Butin.
Still headed towards the that backhand side the Philippines have had trouble with so far. But this is different. This is the match point right here. Both teams are going to be going hard at this one.
Here's Rebusa. Swings it down the middle to Hortelano. Agnes. Looks like someone's streaking deep, but going to be picked, going to be called.
It figures that Hortelano has the disc in his hands. He has had a great tournament, been very central. May not always end up on the score sheets, but he's been very important for them moving through both on the offense and defensive side. Match up with another player very similar to him, Gregory Fuo, who's been the same for the Philippines, for Singapore, very, very important.
Here's Butil. Butil. Oh, they're almost right near the end zone. Is this it? It looks like this is it. Philippines earns a spot for gold.
This game was everything we expected it would be and more. This is exactly what we wanted. It was a 2-point game in their first battle, 2-point game once again. Do we get to see this again? Are they going to play again, please? Can we keep going?
History in the making as Philippines secures the inaugural gold medal here at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games in Bangkok, Thailand.
Agnes shows that push pass, which he turned over earlier in this game. He decides maybe this isn't quite the time. He decides to take the much easier short backhand. Very, very smart. Butil takes it in. Philippines take gold at the inaugural appearance of Ultimate in the Southeast Asian Games.
But not without a hard-fought battle from the Singapore team. As you can see here, the tears and hearts broken for such a hard-fought match. They had an early 3-point lead, unable to reel it in. And even in the last points, you've seen those last heroic bids to try to stop that pass from Butil. But Philippines able to get that 9th point to get gold medal here.
And to continue on what Nab was saying, for both of these teams, this is not an end. This is a beginning. We will be back at SEA Games. We will be back here. This sport will continue in Southeast Asia. Both these programs have been vital to the growth of the sport in Southeast Asia and will continue to be. This was a Philippines day in this final, in the medal match, but really, this is the whole sport's victory. We all won here. It's a great demonstration of everything that Ultimate can be, and it will only continue to grow in Southeast Asia and the world. Thank you to Singapore and the Philippines for an amazing display, an amazing final on the biggest stage we have ever had for the sport.
And you can hear the roars from the Filipino crowd, but going back to Singapore, know that you can see the tears, and my heart goes out to them in terms of how much they've really pulled it through in this game. Expecting that we were expecting this zone defense in the first, but see them toe-to-toe with a match person defense. Really felt that they had this game on their hands with that early 3-point lead, especially approaching the second half. But just goes to show how resilient this Filipino team is, despite being in that 3-point hole.
Oh, I'm never counting out those Philippine athletes. They are too good. And really, when it came down to it, we saw some great work by Lamigo, Chuo, a couple of the women going hard in there. Yeah, even though it was the men who finished, it was a great team effort by the Philippines, moving through all of their players, well earned by everyone, from the starters to the bench to the coaching staff, well earned by this team. Congratulations as well to the Singaporeans, the first silver medalists at the SEA Games. This is absolutely an honor. This is absolutely representative of their success. Yes, disappointment now, but they're going to wake up and be very proud of their performance here.
Exactly. You are right on the spot there, Jared. This means so much for the Singaporean national program. It means that, look, for all the people back home watching this, they can definitely see how, extremely competitive they are in terms of being able to have a chance for a medal in this game. So hats off to everyone from the Singapore Flying Disc Association. But Philippines will take the gold here, and just for a few minutes will be the awarding ceremony. This has been a blast. I have been enjoying it so much. Thank you so much, Jared, to be able to join us here and join everyone here and be able to commentate such an historic event here in the SEA Games, Jared.
John, this has been an absolute blast. Great for our sport. Great spending time here with you in this booth. 12 games down. Every one of them an absolute pleasure and a great demonstration for our sport. I hope you guys all enjoyed it at home. We enjoyed bringing it to you. This was fun. Let's keep this momentum going.
Keep this momentum at is. Thank you so much to all the production crew, the cameramans, everyone behind the booth did an excellent job to provide live coverage of these games. Without them, this would not be possible as far as streaming goes. So we hope that we see more projects from you, be able to support a sport like this. And thank you to all the organizers here, all the way from the Thailand Flying Disc Association to WIFDF, to everyone that made a seat here. And this is us signing off. This is the Flying Disc Games Ultimate in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. Have a lovely week ahead.
ดกระบังประเทศไทย
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most significant today competition, the award official ceremony for the ultimate scientist at the 33rd SEA Game in King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang.
เพื่อเป็นการเชิดชูเกียรติแห่งความสำเร็จของนักกีฬาทุกท่านในโอกาสนี้เราจะประกาศผู้ที่ทำผลงานยอดเยี่ยมที่สุดในการแข่งขันรายการขอเชิญทุกท่านต้อนรับนักกีฬาผู้คว้าเหรียญรางวัลเข้าสู่เวทีค่ะ
To honor the outstanding achievement of all athletes, we will now announce the medalists of this event. Please join us. Welcome the athletes who have earned the place on this podium to the stage.
Distinguished guests who will be presenting the second runner-up bronze medal. We are honored to invite Mr. Jose Maria Bautista, President of Asian Flying Disc Federation, to the stage to present the awards to the winners of the competition.
Second runner-up bronze medal today, award to the athlete from Malaysia. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, the President of Asian Fighting Disc Federation, to present the medal and mascot to the winner of the competitions.
For the distinguished guest who will be presenting the first runner-up silver medal, we are honored to invite Associate Professor Pongsan Malisi, President of King Mongkut Institute of Technology Ladkrabang, to the stage to present the awards to the winners of the competition.
First runner-up silver medal award to the athlete from Singapore. Let us give them a quick round for their outstanding and performance. Thank you for the President of King Mongkut Institute of Technology Ladkrabang ค่ะ
And for the distinguished guest who will be presenting the first place gold medal, we are honored to invite Mr. Robert Ross, President of the World Flying Disc Federation, to the stage to present the award to the winner of the competition.
First prize gold medal, the gold medal award to the athlete from Team Philippines. They have delighted outstanding performance and achieved an historic milestone, rising the top of the podium in the event. Please give them a big round of applause for the champion today. you for the World Flying Disc Federations, Mr. Robert Roche.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you all to please rise to honor the gold medalists and to observe the national anthem of the Philippines.
Please at least turn around to the front.
Telling me that this is what I've needed all this time. It
Once again, let's congratulate all the athletes. Every medal tells a story of dreams, dedication, and perseverance. We hope today's achievements will serve as an inspiration to everyone in the audience and to our athletes. Thank you all for joining us as witnesses to this memorable moment.
And we want to give a big thank you all the Flying Disc fans who came out to give their full support energy to every single team today. It had me feel the incredible action to the excellent spirit of the game.
You can follow the official result on our Flying Disc RC Game 2025 on the official tournament website at World Flying Disc Federation.
And we would like to say thank you for all of sponsor we have here. Sport Mall, Grace, Sport, Grand Sport, Central Patana, Daikin,
Ajinomoto,
True, Together,
7-Eleven,
CPO,
Macro Lotus,
รู้ใจ
Major Group,
TikTok,
Provida,
Coca-Cola,
Sushiro.
and we would like to say thank you, King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang, for support the field. Thank you.
มีอะไรต้องประกาศไหมครับไม่งั้นผมถามเรื่องแรกคือนักกีฬาถ่ายรูปได้ ตรงนี้เวทีนี้เขาเตรียมไว้ผมเตรียมแบ็คกราวด์ถ่ายรูปให้แล้ว แล้วก็อย่างหนึ่งครับ ก่อนกลับรับเป็นบล็อกเป็นถุงสลับใส่ในส่วนของตัวเมดัลกับตัวมัสคอตสามารถหยิบได้เลยเฉพาะนักกีฬา อันนี้เขาก็รอลงเหมือนกันพูดเสร็จแล้วตั้งคิวแล้วก็เพราะว่าเขาน่าจะรอคิวเขาต้องจักรจาย
And now, congratulations for all of the team to make history happen today. Thank you for all of spirit of the game today. All of athletes can take picture from the backdrop there or in front of the field. And don't forget to get packaged to cover the mascot in front of the field. Thank you.